Well, I think RM is kind of like a peek into the future, because we know that the State Department is moving toward a one-to-one correspondence with technology and students. So when that happens, of course, I'll be retired by then, but when it happens, I mean, I just can't imagine a classroom where you've got 20-some children in a classroom, they all have an iPad in front of them, or they all have their laptop in front of them. So imagine, I mean, these are the kind of programs we're going to be using, like the RM. And I'm sure there's going to be those for the language arts and all those other kind of things. So the teacher's role has to change. It's got to be more moving away from teacher up in front. It's going to be more student-centered, but yet the teacher still has, there's still an awful lot of planning involved beyond, behind the scenes.
And it's kind of like a teacher's dream, because you get, I mean, your kids, if somebody's struggling, and you don't have to really worry about the rest of your class, because they're focused and they're doing something, and you can pull out 2 or even 3 kids that are struggling if they're on the same objective. You don't have to worry about everybody else in your classroom right then, because they are focused. They're not going to be, I'm done, I'm finished, what do I do now? They have something to work on right in front of them.
And these one-on-ones, these pull-outs that you're referring to, Amy, they're quick.
Yeah.
It's not like a whole day's
Right.
worth of lessons. You can bring the child up, go over that,
Go over what they
make sure
missed.
that, whatever it is they missed, that, you've
They
refreshed.
understand it.
And they can go right back and try it again.
It's
and
right on the
see
screen.
Immediate
What they've
success.
missed.
Every time I've done a pull-out and the child was struggling, I've assigned a quiz. Every time the child took the quiz, I get a notification, objective met. I've never had one, got to do it again, Mrs. Hardy. It's working. And I didn't spend more than 10 or 15 minutes with that child.
I think that's why we've had such great success with RM.
One of the worst mistakes that teachers make is that we teach to the middle of the classroom. Yeah, I do it. But you know what? With Reasoning Mind, and she says you teach to the low range and to the high range. Well, in Reasoning Mind, that's so easy to do, because you know exactly. I know exactly where my lowest objective is, and where whoever is up at the highest objective. So there's no teaching to the middle. I'm teaching all aspects of the range in my classroom.
And you'd have
Sometimes we don't realize until we've given a chapter test that a child doesn't have the concept. And now on our screens it'll say so-and-so accuracy has dropped below a 60%. Well, when I get that message, flags go up. Ooh, I need to intervene with that child, because otherwise in the traditional classroom I wouldn't know that until I've given the chapter test. And you know how quickly we have to move. We don't have the time to always go back and reteach a whole chapter for X amount of children that didn't get it.
Well, Amy,
So I like that.